Welcome to the Super Smash Bros. Project number 21A, which also marks 22 days without friends. Yay. So this is the very first of the letters, as opposed to just numbers. And what the letters mean, next to like 21, 21A, 21B, whatever. They're games that don't technically count towards the project, but I still want to go through them. This is versus Urban Champion. The reason why it's technically not part of the project is because it literally is Nintendo just putting what would be I don't I don't know if it's a launch title necessarily, one of the early NES games out in arcades because they were not sure entirely uh, how well the NES would turn out. At the time, there was the whole video game crash going on. So, so they put the game out in multiple test markets. And one of those is just simply the arcades because, well, the video game systems weren't doing too well. The arcades were still happening. They would eventually kind of fall a little bit in the late 80s due to oversaturation, but um, yeah. So this seeing this game is also a good indicator that we are coming very close to the launch of the NES. So right now we are in at the start of uh, 84, and it's listed as 84 because I couldn't really find an exact date as far as the release of Versus Urban Champion. Just that it was sometime in 84. So as such, I put it right at the beginning of the year because it could be really any month. I've never actually seen that cutscene before, um, but it's also the case that I don't think I've really played this game for very much at all. This game is, kind of basic, but should have hit him. Here come the cops. I don't actually know the history of the development of this game. I don't even know. I really don't know how this game was conceived. It's just kind of out there in terms of the NES library. There we go. Background is very obviously New York City, I think. You know, like the background in, was it Punch Out? So. I was informed that, I always end up saying, you know, I don't really like this game very much. And for a lot of these games, it's kind of true. But there are games that, you know, I don't think are amazing, but I kind of like Ice Climber. And we'll get to Ice Climber pretty soon. As far as the NES goes, I would say Kirby's Adventure is probably my all-time favorite, though. I think Kirby's Adventure is really pushing the NES to its limit. And I do generally think that it's probably the best NES game out there. Castlevania games come close. Super Mario Bros. 3 kind of comes close. So yeah, this is the, as you can see, it's the first game I'm not terrible at. I don't think I'm that bad at a lot of these NES games. And like, you know, I wasn't the best at NES Donkey Kong, but also like, or I don't mean NES Donkey Kong. I was kind of messing up my words a little bit. I stutter sometimes, you know, if you've ever noticed. I think I teased myself. Well, I was going to say that, like, you know, the arcade Donkey Kong is, I'm not terribly great with it, but the NES Donkey Kong, you know, I'm fine with, somehow. Now I'm losing. No. And I don't want to end up in that. There we go. I'm gonna start using the D-pad because it's probably easier. Oh, I lost. Ah. Where's Fennec? Feo. I meant to say Fen, not... Hold on a second. My phone was elsewhere. I usually use my phone for like a charger right here. I use it as a stopwatch so I can know when's the appropriate time to quit. You know. I always forget what I wanted to talk about too. Like I would think about talking about something specific, but like then I have like no clue what specific thing I wanted to say. I do feel like this is probably the worst out of like the versus games we'll play. I mean, I do have a couple favorites that we'll get to eventually, and I'll probably mention if it's a favorite of mine. There we go. We did it. We did it. Just as a warning, though, it's probably not going to be too far now that we'll enter what I like to call a block. A block essentially just means that I can't really move ahead with like a series, or in this case a project, because I don't have the game yet. And in this case, you know, it's the next game that I need is Donkey Kong for the NES. I do not have a physical copy of that one. And so after that, you know, I don't have a physical copy of Donkey Kong Jr. on the NES. I don't have a physical copy of Mario Bros. On the NES. I don't have a physical copy of Donkey Kong 3 on the NES. And, you know, those are coming up pretty soon. Those are also going to be letters, because, you know, we've already been through those. But, you know, it's cool just to go through the different ports on the NES. Also, I do have Devil World on the Famicom, actually, but the likelihood is that I'll actually be playing it on the Switch Online, because it's just it's such a damn pain to try to clean it. I think Famicom games in general, like, you know, in terms of NES games not really working that well, it has more to do with the system than the game itself usually. But like with Famicom, it's not really the system, it's just there are some games that just, it needs like deep cleaning, really. I'm just like button mashing and whatnot. But like after this, I'm probably gonna stop. You know, it's we've had our fill. Oh, whoop. We do not want to fall in there. Now, do we? So I'm filming this actually a lot later than I intended because I just got kind of distracted, unfortunately. But right now it's like 8 o'clock. No, closer to 9, I think. And I always get worried because like around this time it gets so quiet. You know, you can hear your own thoughts. But oh yeah, whoever wins for it. Good. Okay, let's do this. And there we go. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just wanna. I'm gonna quit. Probably going to lose on purpose. Yeah, punch me out. Let's okay. Let's do Fen now, not fail. Okay, there we go. There we go. Sure, whatever. Well, thank you for joining joining us with number 21A. 21B is actually next. So I'll see you then. Bye.